cool, huh?
Right.
What did Patty Hurley say? How cool is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys
Think about it a lot. Well, I guess we could say this is a cleansing installation with the rain in it. But I'm grateful and I'm thankful for each of you who are here this evening and to celebrate in the 2014-2015 year for Rotary International. Ellen, I want to thank you. We're honored that you're here, to take the time to be here. And Lori and I really had a great time with you and Chris. It was serendipity, but it was wonderful to be together. And we're looking forward to working with you, together with you this year because we're all better working together. And I want to thank the Maine East Interact Club. You folks, you continue to amaze and inspire us for all that you do. And I think John Ellen, you guys are the best thing that's happened to us in a long time. Thanks so much for being a part of this. And like all things, I would be remiss in not also recognizing and thanking John Swan for his And fellow Rotarians and guests, I want to thank you for your friendship and confidence in placing us in service as officers and board members for this coming year. I also particularly want to thank Marta Hoover, our club secretary, and Anne-Marie Ehrlich, who's around here somewhere. She's the Vice President of Development for Avenues to Independence, and they're the ones who organized and put all this together this evening, so it's really appreciated. And Dan Davidson, where's Dan?
He's here.
He's here? Our favorite Rotary printer. Dan, thanks for putting together the program. Dan, how can you say thank you to John Ellen Lord for the kind year we've had, huh? Pretty amazing. John, for your leadership, for your sharing the leadership, for giving me an opportunity to learn how to lead in Rotary. I really appreciate that. And if you wouldn't mind coming up, we have a couple of things we want to mention here, a token of our appreciation. First of all, we want to tell you that we've made a contribution in your honor to the Tenement Guatemala project, which I know is close to your heart. John has been going there for years. Yeah. So we've done that. We've also got a small token here for you. Oh, please. I've been twice blessed because I've had the privilege of having John Allen as my pastor, and of course now I have him as my friend in the Rotary. So feel very fortunate about that. That's the new tie for the
It's a new Rotary tie.
lighting up Rotary. And you must have been on the selection committee because you've been lighting up Rotary for a while. I was going to get a tie with a map of Oklahoma on it, but
I know that thing.
that was kind of boring. So, John, thank you so much. Thanks so much. I want to especially thank clients, staff, and volunteers of Avenues to Independence for their hospitality and hosting this event this evening. It's no small task, and really appreciate it. Around 25 years ago, a wonderful lady, some of you will remember by the name of Wanda Smale, invited me to volunteer at Avenues, and I said yes. And I think I said yes probably because we were both members of the Methodist Church in Park Ridge, where Avenues started in the basement about 61 years ago. I thought it would be good to carry on that tradition. And I also thought it would be something, a way to contribute and give back to the community. Like most types of these experiences, and I know experiences that you've shared also, I could never have imagined how much more I received from Avenues than I could ever possibly have contributed to. Today, Avenues clients, their staff, and volunteers are among my dearest friends and best role models. So thank you, Avenues to Independence. Well, Lori and I recently returned from the RI convention in Sydney, Australia, and it was an unbelievable experience. It really gave us an opportunity to see the international scope of Rotary. There were 19,000 attendees representing over 213 countries. We had the opportunity to meet with fellow Rotarians from South Korea, Ghana, South Africa, Brazil, on and on and on. It was just amazing. I think walking into the Billabong House of Friendship for us was the most moving. There were well over 100 booths representing Rotary service projects and Rotary Fellowship and Rotary Action Groups. And it's just what a dramatic visual statement as to the tremendous humanitarian outreach in which Rotary engages in many, many places throughout the world. So we left Sydney knowing that Rotary has an incredibly great story to tell, both in its fellowship and in the example of service above self. Our new RI president for 2014-2015, Gary Huang, has chosen the theme Light Up Rotary for this coming Rotary year because he believes that the Rotary approach to the problems of the world is metaphorically to bring light to end the darkness. And he used as an illustration, quote, the famous Chinese philosopher 2,500 years ago, Confucius, which says, "It is better to light a single candle than to sit and curse the darkness." And that's what Rotary does. I light one candle, you light one candle, and so do 1.2 million Rotarians. And that's pretty illuminating stuff. Together we can light up Rotary, and together Rotary can light up the world. What I really like about the idea, if we believe in this idea that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, so that as a result of this, each one of our individual candles ends up burning a bit brighter too. There are many ways that we can light up Rotary, many of which we are doing in this club already, as we've talked about earlier. We can begin by continuing to nurture and grow the relationships that we have within this wonderful fellowship of our own, our amazing Rotary Club of Park Ridge. And I know for myself, sometimes it seems that the everyday demands of life make it seem like every moment is a Monday morning rush hour on the Dan Ryan Expressway. But we have to take the time for one another. We need to care about and for one another first, for us to best serve those in our community and in the world. We can begin to share our stories and service opportunities with other local organizations, and we can collaborate with them. As was mentioned, we're doing that in so many different cases with Lutheran General Hospital, with Avenues to Independence, with the Center for Concern, with the Park Ridge Civic Orchestra, on and on. We can work together as a community of Rotarians with other clubs, with Interact, District, and Rotary International. And we can participate in a Rotary Day to show our community what Rotary is and what we do. We can also invite new members into Rotary, including friends, our spouses, and families. And at this point, I might ask the Sergeant of Arms to lock the door, but we'll have a continuing dialogue about this. It's something that the new RI president, I think, is very passionate about, and we want to talk more about the opportunities there. And I think most importantly, we can finish the job of the eradication of polio. And after witnessing the commitment at the RI convention on the part of Rotary and all its partners in the global polio eradication initiative, that day is soon coming when no child or adult will have to face the threat of that crippling disease. So Light Up Rotary also means lightening up Rotary's image. Rotary should be fun. At its best, it's great fellowship, building strong and lasting friendships. And as I remember, a good friend of mine once told me, when it ceases to be fun, it ceases to be. So let's not curse the darkness. Let's each one of us light a candle. And together, this year, let's light up Rotary.
Good job.
A couple of things, if I may. I did want to acknowledge Syed and Patrick. Congratulations, graduates. I can only imagine, John, as an educator, how tough it is. I've gotten to know Charlotte and John Allen and John Davis and many of us in the room, these fine young men over the last 2 years. and I know you're on to bigger and better things. There's a kind of an aching in my heart though, because you guys have meant so much to us.
They promised to come
They
back.
gotta come back.
Okay.
And we expect to see Rotary interact.
There is something called
Yes.
Rotary Foundation Alumni Organization. No fees. Just give us your email address. We will keep in touch with you. And you know what? You do have a mission. And that mission is whatever school you're at, if they don't have a Rotaract Club or a New Generations Club, you have an opportunity to start one. So just contact the local Rotary Club and see what they'll do for you.
Good job, Si. Good job, Patrick.
Well, we are Rotary International, and I was talking about President Gary Wang, and so maybe in the spirit of being an international organization, we can end with something called the Happy Clap.
I thought you were going to do the song, and I'm like,
No, that'll be on January. Actually, President-elect Wang, he's a very captivating individual. He's a very successful businessman. He's a passionate Rotarian. But he was also, in high school, led pep rallies. And it's very common in Taiwan to develop claps or chants for different occasions. And so he developed a clap called the Happy Clap for Light Up Rotary. And so this is how it goes, and we're all going to do this.
listen up.
It's one clap. And so he also has, let's try it.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
I can tell that Alice was a Girl Scout.
Cheerleader.
Cheerleader also, yeah, of course. She's many things, yes, exactly. And when they really want to affirm something, they say zat. Zat?
Zat.
Zat. Z-O-T. Zat.
No, no T, just za.
Za. Oh, za.
With the thumb.
The room was crowded when I heard this. Zat. So it's kind of like we would say, yes. My son Paul, when he was little, he used to say yes. You know, and it was, what an affirmation. So, so if I would say Park Ridge Rotary, you would say za. Or if I would say Maine East Interact, you would say za. But if I would say Light Up Rotary, you would say za, za, za. Okay. So we're going to try this. Ready? Okay, happy clap. Park Ridge Rotary. Maine East Interact Club. Avenues Independence. Light Up Rotary.